Welcome back to the Yoga Reports. This is Lila Maya on top of a mountain here in Ibiza. I can tell you that I'm closer to the stars and the sun and the moon, so I've received more information, let's put it that way. And I apologize I haven't done a video in a while, but it's been a little bit of a busy time this last, say, month and a half. So I'm going to get on with the report, and we're looking at Thursday and Friday, April 20th and 21st. The moon stands in the zodiac sign of Aquarius. The affirmation for these 2 days in Aquarius is, I like this a lot, I stand for freedom of expression, doing what I believe in, and going after my dreams. It's a very fortunate time to be starting new projects, new life, new anything, because this is the time now to do it. So when the moon transits an air element, emotions such as expression come to rise. There's an interest in everything new and unconventional. Your mind gets full of ideas, mostly original, and so apply them. And some people may act selfishly, so don't mind them. Regarding work, Moon in Aquarius gives an extra focus on social science and intellectual work, recommended activities in the areas of psychology, sociology, new technology, inventions, astronomy, and astrology. So being mindful of how you spend your time wisely, and if these areas are of your interest, this is a time to dig a little bit deeper. And be mindful of handling electrical appliances, and if you need help, don't hold back at asking for help. In terms of family and relations, it's a heightened closeness with friendships rather than family. So there's a sense of sympathy and affection towards your friends. And you might be in Ibiza. Actually, it's an interesting place because everybody's from everywhere, and we're all like this big tribe family. So there's a sense of closeness and connection during Aquarius. And in terms of health, Moon in Aquarius is a favorable time for treatments related to the endocrine system. So this brings me into mentioning the fact that yoga is one of the most, I guess, ancient, you can say, ways in which you can stimulate your endocrine system. In fact, of all the benefits, a million benefits that yoga provides, the endocrine system would be at the very top. So these are days to devote yourself to your practice a little bit more. And for yoga, we're looking at twisting for health. So any time and any opportunity you have to twist. So I'm going to mention a few postures and modify with a twist. Lotus, eagle, and revolved side angle, as well as shoulder stance for the thyroid and parathyroid glands. Pranayama Bastrika, and at least 5 minutes of meditation. So now we're moving to April 22nd and 23rd. This is Saturday and Sunday. The moon is on Pisces. The affirmation, emotions prevail over rational thinking. When the moon transits a water sign, strong emotions and feelings push people to extremes of their behavior, which could be unusual. There's a sense of mystery and obscurity in the air. Emotions could be a little bit off the charts. And fantasy, inclination, and oversensitivity often opposed to the common sense. It is a recommended time to seek solitude and silence so that we can stay clear and in connection to our emotions and keep them real. Work and concentration is a challenging time for both of the above. So don't, or I don't want to say don't, try stay away from doing work that requires a lot of mental capability, and instead do things a little bit lighter, or maybe some planning. I'm going to twist around a little bit to give you another amazing view of where I am. Okay, and so challenging times for concentration. And due to the heightened sense of melancholy and sadness, we recommend for you to take action, or rather take care of your own inner peace and shanti. And this is going to be different for everyone, especially according to Ayurveda. We are all the same divine beings coming from the same place, but we have different tendencies, different propensities. In fact, according to all scriptures, we have about 50 propensities. So therefore, the more we get to know ourselves, the more we know what is going to bring us into balance. And so we recommend you to devote your time to the creative arts. So this is music, whether it's writing music, creating music, anything to do with music, playing an instrument or creating it, painting, poetry, etc. When the moon is in Pisces, it is a catalyst for fungal and viral conditions. So avoid stagnant foods. So seek for sattvic foods. What is sattvic? Sattvic in Sanskrit translates to purity, to anything that is super duper clean, that is spiritual. So seek for foods that are sattvic for your constitution and that are local and organic if you can afford, because it's getting expensive to eat organic. Crazy. And avoid alcohol and avoid strong medicines and drugs. It's a great time to remove unwanted hair during Pisces, so be mindful of that. Let's see. Now for yoga, what we recommend during a time of Pisces is grounding. So if you think of a fish has no legs and it's wet. So we want to ground. So the poses that we recommend are mountain pose, any modifications, tree pose, vrikshasana, half frog, and standing split. Pranayama, kapalabhati, breath of fire, and shavasana, at least for 5 minutes. Moving on, we have Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, April 24th, 25th, and 26th, and new moon landing on the 26th on Wednesday. The affirmation is curb your enthusiasm. So what does that mean? So sadly, when the moon transits Aries, there's an increase in the self and egotistical behavior. So be mindful of that. People tend to be self-focused and act quickly, following the current mood and their state of affairs. So this could be many things, but mainly is what's happening in the mind, and that's going to drive your actions. So be gentle with yourself first and then others. Subconsciously, thoughts are influenced by bright emotions, and you can interpret that any way that you wish, because the bright emotions are going to be different for everybody. There's a sense of compulsion, so acting quickly, reacting, and especially those of us who are Vata or have a lot of air in us, we tend to move around quickly, speak quickly, and overreact. So it's a good time to practice observing, witnessing. People tend to be impatient, and there's a search for something new and exciting and interesting, which is great. Go for it. There's so much out there that we can explore, and I think sky's the limit. Our patience and perseverance are tested. And when the moon is in Aries, it brings a peak of physical energy and enhanced activity flow. So use this energy or extra energy provided to you, or being gifted to you rather, wisely. So when you have free time, get out and do something active, and something active that you love, that you enjoy, that it drives you, that it brings you to sweating, that it comes down your nervous system. So if you tend to be a person that moves around quickly, maybe you want to do the opposite. So applying a little bit Ayurveda sense to what you're doing. And practice active relaxation. So Osho style. So walking in nature, gardening, cooking, planting, seeding, making oils, or making your own creams and things is a beautiful time to do this. Work-wise is a spontaneous impulse and initiative, as well as creativity, enhance. And work resolutions seem to appear more efficiently. Respect the independence of others. In family and relations, there's a tendency to show quick temper and exaggerated sarcasm. So act with awareness. Health-wise, our metabolism is increased during these days. So we have 3 days in which we can take advantage of this, where our metabolism is higher. So we're burning things a little bit quicker. So you might be a little bit more hungry. And so be mindful of this and use it wisely. This energy is helping you to reach your higher potential. Yoga-wise, we're looking at calming, standing forward bend and modifications of standing forward bends with twist and uttanasana, forward bend with, I'm thinking, with a deep squat also. Seated head to knee pose, Janushirshasana, Paschimottanasana, any modifications, and pranayama nadi shodhana and shavasana. So from Ibiza, from the north, from the mountains, from where the air is fresh and there's no people, just trees and sea behind. I wish you an amazing week and live your truth. Namaste.